Welcome back to another exciting episode of Approved for All Audiences. Holy fuck. This week we're doing a bit of a wonky one. It's a bit of a recap-sode. Chester and I, at the time you were watching this, we're both watching the Seattle Mariners. So, yeah, we looked at the calendar and we were like, oh, fuck. We're not going to have anything to give you guys. So we're giving you this. And it's just going to be us kind of bullshitting about our thoughts and our dreams of where we're going with this. And we also realized we have a bit of a following. I mean, not super big, but you guys probably don't know us unless you know us. So if you don't know us, we're going to tell you a little bit about us.
We're so happy you're here with us today. I mean, we had talked about doing this one for like the 25th special or whatever. It's not really a special, but this is our 30th episode, and it's just going to be fun to talk about the early days of the what this was supposed to be, what it's become, what we want it to become. And yeah, man, we're thankful for you guys to be along with us. By the way, this is my partner Tim Benteen. He's the tastiest tea in all of T-Bone. My name's Chase, and I like cheese. Fun to do this one. We're not going to touch on news. There's no trivia here. We're just going to shoot the shit and have some laughs with you. Tim, where can they find us?
Let's get into a bit of business. You can find us at Approved for All Audiences on Instagram. We do polls occasionally. We'll let you know if we're doing them. We also take fucking boudoir pictures of ourselves sometimes for you to see and for you to stroke whatever you need to stroke. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we do similar things there. That is Approved for All on Twitter.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the goddamn sub, dude.
We sure could use one.
We would. We're climbing up in the ranks. We're trying to get to 100. We want to change the URL. If you're a fan of the show and you've been watching, we're still trying. We'd like all the help we can get. So please help us. We need this.
Wow, you're actually getting teary-eyed.
It's hot in here. It's another fucking. If you're in the PNW area, it's been sweat spaghettis all fucking week.
I think we're breaking records for consistent days, like over 95, which is fucking wild.
All week has been like over 9. I think it was like 103 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Brutal.
Fucking. If you've seen Twilight, it rains here. Like. This is yeah. We're not in what do you call it? Wildfire territory. I don't think there's any fires right now.
No, and
not
actually,
any bad ones.
I was drunk talking with my dad last night, and yeah, that came up. We have not had like the crazy wildfires that we've been known for over the last few seasons. But with that said, Tim, what did you have for dinner last night?
Ooh, what did I have for dinner? Oh. Fucking Grace and I just had our 3-year anniversary. Thank you. Yes. Love you, babe. Love you.
Love you, babe.
To Grace.
Yeah, but you don't. I just don't think
she
she's
hates
a
that
babe
also.
guy.
She doesn't like it. I actually do it as a joke. I'm trying to make it work because babe's easier. And we have pet names for each other that a lot of people are just like, what the fuck did you just call her?
Los Gracias,
Schupert, Schuperino, Shoop. My big booper.
Question.
Yeah.
Where did Schubert come from?
I don't honestly know.
Because you guys are Schubert real hard.
We're both Schubert. It's just kind of fun to say.
Schubert though, but nothing
with a P, not a B. Schubert.
Schubert.
I don't know where that came from.
Huh.
It's just something I said, which evolved to Shoop. Shoop is pretty good on the fly.
It's fucking adorable, and is your third best man.
Yeah.
Really fun. I wish I would have done a speech.
We had a pretty unconventional wedding as far as like.
Really?
Well, I mean, like we didn't do I guess we did do a first dance, but we didn't do like, let's throw the garter. Let's do a first band speech. I don't know. I feel like that was just kind of like. Yeah, I don't want to put pressure on anybody. We're just here to drink some beer and celebrate and have some food.
In my defense, I found out like the night before that I was all of a sudden best man.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out a speech at Jeremy's, and I did that. I got one for you somewhere. I'll give it to you when you're nice and ready.
I'll cry right now,
dude.
But no, thank you for doing it.
Oh, 100. I wouldn't have missed that shit for fucking anything.
Yeah, it was pretty hot too then. I do wish I would have wore long sleeves. I wore a short sleeve dress shirt, and looking back on the pictures now, I'm like, oh, that's kind of garbage. That's kind of a garbage look.
I hate my fucking... It was about tea that day, but boy, I don't like my fucking outfit. I'm like the only one also that wore a fucking sports coat to a fucking wedding.
Well, I did tell folks to dress like you would go to a wedding. I'm not calling you out, Duke. I know you're listening. I love you.
Hey, Duke.
But I also am cheap, so I didn't buy suits for everybody. So it was kind of just like figured out. I mean, all my shit was from JCP and Ross, so
You looked great.
I was very warm.
Jeremy, who's a fan of the show, shout out Jeremy. Him and I had bets on over under Tim Kreis throughout the day.
Oh,
and
buddy, do you remember a number?
I think it was over under 4, and I think I won on the over easy.
I think it was 6. Well, what constitutes a cry?
So it's a good point because, continual welling is not a formal cry, but
Yeah, there's got to be a break.
But a moment that welled you up and gave you close to a full tear that we could tell, and your voice started to crinkle. Crackle,
oh yeah,
that was what we constituted a full cry. And I think we got you at 5.8.
Sure, I believe it. It doesn't take much. I can watch a good commercial and I'm fucked.
Oh, dude, you can fucking.
The thing is, I don't want to. It just what happens. I think I mentioned it last episode. The 21 Pilots band has just been eating me apart, and I thought it was like because I'm a little bit fucked up sometimes, and like that'll tap into your tear psyche. But I listened to it at work, and I was like, "Fucking hold it together, Sprout. What are you doing
at the office?
What are you? Well, the office, the factory.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have some shout outs to get out of the way here?
Yeah, I definitely have one. I'd like to shout out Nick Gubser. If you know him locally, that's Nudie Nick Big Balls Gubser. And I tell you guys, not from firsthand experience, the things are just getting bigger by the minute.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wonder, Nick, if you need to get checked out. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but if I was a doctor, I would say, let me feel those. Now, I don't know what doctors and scientists do when they feel them, but if I was to, get those looked out. But no, yeah, shout out Nick. Shoot us your address, dude. We'll get you some balls over. I'll
golf
send you
balls
over
for the layman.
some golf balls. They're not going to be as big as your balls, but they're still fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out my cousin Kelsey, who just had her first child. Kelsey, good looking little human being you did. Proud of you. Good work. You and I were always the younger cousins, and you just we kind of understood that. We didn't have to be in every movie back then, and that doesn't make a lot of sense for people that don't know. We used to make a lot of movies. Shout out Kelsey. Great job. Congratulations.
And I would like to shout out my cousin Kelsey Evans.
What?
Also a subscriber recently. Baba Ganoush, thank you so much. We appreciate all y'all. I think we're at 72?
We're getting close, guys.
Something like that. We're climbing the ropes, really trying to get to 100.
It's going to mean a lot.
Yeah.
It already means a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And some of you I don't know, which is like pretty fucking cool also. Which is kind of why we're doing this one, because we realized if you don't know us, you're probably like, what? Who the fuck? Why the fuck? What's going on with these fucking guys?
Yeah.
So you just kind of wanted to, pick the scab and tell you what's underneath.
Tim and I have been buddies for a very, very long time.
Well,
and
what grade, sir?
It's still debatable.
It's a hot topic.
I 100% feel like the first time I met you was.
Well, I guess. Sorry to interrupt you already. I guess I shouldn't say Matt because we definitely met when I'm saying Matt, but we became friends. Later at a later time, yeah.
But I always feel like you make it seem like when we met, we were buddies. We
were buddy-esque.
All you fucking gauze. Okay, here. Well, I guess if you don't know us, there was 2 elementary schools in Washougal at the time. Washougal is the town that Tim and I are from, small town in Washington, near Portland, Oregon. There was a year that our elementary school was under construction, so we had to go to these portables next to another elementary school. So you're telling me. In 5th grade, you went to that school that I went to.
In 3rd...
I didn't live here in 3rd grade. That's where all you guys kids get wild.
Listen! Would you fucking listen, dude? 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, I went to Gauze. No.
You guys are...
I'm getting my facts mixed up.
All you guys are... Jeremy
3rd
says the
and
same
4th...
thing.
I was at Gauze. 3rd and 4th, I was at Gauze. And then, fuck. Maybe you're right this whole time.
100%. Jeremy does the same thing. He's like, no, you went to Gauze. I
Well,
never fucking went to Gauze.
You had Miss Hathaway, right?
Yes.
In the
grade,
portables. Next to high school.
Hathaway, yes.
And I had Miss Morrow and Miss Hathaway. So I was definitely a Hathaway then.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, so long ago now.
You know
I have
what?
yearbooks. I should go look at them.
The fact of the matter is, okay, maybe we met back then, but we definitely weren't homies.
Right.
We weren't hanging out.
We were scuddies. We were school buddies.
Were we though?
Mildly.
I'd see.
Like, okay, if there was a group project, we would have gravitated towards each other.
I don't ever remember even being in a class with you.
Dude, Miss Taylor Hathaway.
You were in that class.
Yes!
I don't think you were.
I'm fucking, why the fuck would I lie about that?
All you Gauze kids lie about all your classes. You know, twisted. This is getting so down there. Anyway, when Tim and I really bonded and made our friendship was in
Tread lightly.
I became really good friends with our buddy Michael Evans, who pumps out these thumbnails for us. He's a comedian in Los Angeles. Funny as fuck, good fucking looking. God, he gets somehow younger and hotter by the
Beautiful
month.
piece.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's just like, dude, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
He has a dope ass beard sometimes when he wants to. Anyway, I became friends with him because we had the same shoes, and and then we did football together. And Deb Evans in this would have been going into 6th grade before I ever like knew them that well. Michael wanted to quit doing football because
I remember this. Yeah,
he was the quarterback and he was fucking good, but he didn't have anybody looking out for him. So I was
like on the D line,
offensive line,
O line. Fuck, I'm not a football guy.
And I was the center, and dude was getting smacked all the time. They put all the fucking good buff kids at the time. Daniel Norcross, Cameron, shout out, Aaron, sort of. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Tim and I, my biggest first memory, I don't remember the stuff he talks about and having a class together. I don't remember.
Definitely did.
Full of shit, but fucking. Dude, that fucking basement was dope.
Yeah, that house is fucking sick.
Dude.
Maybe I'll put the Zillow listing because that place is dope.
We were looking at that recently, and a lot of our homes are really expensive now.
Yeah, if everyone just would have filed fucking Chapter 8 a little bit quicker, we'd still have those homes.
G Street's up for rent.
Up for rent?
Yep.
Curious.
You want to know how much it is per month? Take a guess.
The rent.
Take a guess. Rent per month.
That's what, 2,300 square feet?
Sounds about right. Full apple orchard.
I'm gonna say like $3,200 a month.
Wow. You're high, but I thought you were gonna go. It's 27.
Okay.
Fucking a lot of money.
My studio that we lived in for like 3 years, that was like 1,100 when we moved out, and that was like 400 square feet.
Who was your best friend growing up?
Well, the awesome foursome. Is you, me, Michael, Kyle. So it kind of like cycled, but yeah, I mean, they were not to be PC here, but you all were. But there was different times where I would hang out with one or more of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh
yeah, it cycled.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and we've talked on here before about the awesome foursome, which is 2 other buddies of ours, Michael, like we said, who does the thumbnails, and our buddy Kyle, who I don't see as much as I would like to, and that's just life and getting older. But I feel really, really, like, looking back, fortunate that like I had 3 dudes that at all times just were like really, really classical good fucking buddies growing up. So
oh fuck yeah, dude,
like us 4, man, like dude, it was the hangout, it was the spot, it was just like no matter what was going on with the weekend, it was just like whatever Michael, Tim, and Kyle are doing, I'm probably doing too.
Yeah, same.
And especially like in middle school, like staying up late, playing Guitar Hero, and
that still like kind of happens. I mean, we're not playing Guitar Hero and staying up late, but like if I want to do something, I could still call any of those dudes. We could probably figure something out.
I feel that way with. I only feel that way with you, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael, I love to death. Our communications just is what it is on Instagram. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just
well, yeah.
The guy lives in Los Angeles.
Also, take a flight. But I've booked a flight like 4 days before he's like come out, and it's like worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no doubts. As soon as I saw him, it would just be like,
oh yeah.
Same with Kyle. I mean, like,
sure.
I fucking. Dude, I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at is pretty good childhood growing up with the friends there.
And we're all still pretty in touch. And then that goes for J-Rock too. Jeremy, shout out. Met Jeremy in 1st grade. 2nd grade, Miss Peterson.
Yeah.
Didn't remember his address and cried. We became friends. Yeah.
me when you first thought of coming up with the show.
Oh, marijuana.
Dope.
Marijuana. I'm not super into pot. My wife likes the pot a fair amount. So to give myself motivation to walk the dog, like in the springtime, I like to zoot a little bit of grass, and just seeing the plants in the neighborhood and just kind of being a part of like the community, like makes me happy when I'm stoned a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it makes me pretty stoked. And like I'll see people and wave at them. So yeah, when we get home, I'm usually sweaty, hot, and tired, even though it's like a half a mile walk. Probably.
Right.
But I was like, fuck, man, I don't know, like late 20s and my 30s. I'm just like working and not really accomplishing anything, and I just wanted to. I'm a creative guy. I just wanted to create something like meaningful to me and that maybe somebody else would enjoy. I'm gonna cry,
dude. I'm getting a little fucking.
I wanted to make something, and maybe it'd be a product that someone else would like. And I thought of you, and we would have similar schedules, and I thought it'd be a neat thing to do. So here we are, we're doing it, and we're doing 30 of them. Like, who would have thunk?
I honestly, I wouldn't have, because I remember I got the phone call from him when I was on my way back from work, and dude, he's so spot on with the idea that like I've always felt like I was, creative too. And
right.
We had these creative, funny juices, and like, between you and I, it was always just funny camaraderie and just fucking fun friendship. Like it was nothing more than that.
Right.
And I had been like, I had thought in my mind jokingly about like, wouldn't it be like funny to try a podcast or something like that? And I never really thought that hard about it. And I got this call from Tim. I'm on my way home from work. I never forget this call. And he's like, would you want to do a fucking like movie review show? Like a movie podcast? And I was like, fuck yes,
I was pretty stoked at how on board you were. Because I was like,
immediately,
is that fucking really stupid? Is this a stupid thing I'm saying out loud?
So Tim and I, before we started this, also went through a really big phase of watching the movie Schmodown Trivia. And dude, we would have some fun times of throwing back way too many beers and playing this movie review show. And we didn't do that good at, but every time we fucking got one, it felt so good. And we were like, oh dude, we could do a little trivia at the end. Like,
very similar to golf.
Yeah.
When you get one, you won the day.
Yeah, exactly. Very similar to golf. And I was just so fucking on board, but also in the back of my head was like, yeah, like here I go. There's a lot of moving parts that have to happen to make this shit work week in and week out. And I've done this before, but like I tell you now, and I hope you like hear me, the amount of work and effort and dedication you put into this shit is really fucking cool. You talk about creating something, you have literally created one of the funnest things like in my life. It's super dope.
Are we both gonna cry?
And not only is it fun, you're fucking good at it.
Well, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
And you're getting better at it too.
It's a learning curve for sure.
It's a continuation, and there's nothing else I'd rather do on Sunday mornings than smash beers and talk about shit with you, dude.
Even when we're hungover and don't want to do it.
Which have been some of our finer moments actually on camera.
Because I mean, sometimes it's like, fuck. I don't think you. As the viewer, you probably don't know how much goes into it. This is like a part.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you get some of it.
I asked you how much editing you do. You told me 3 hours. I don't
per episode. But I mean, it's also like we both got to find movie news topics. We both have to usually watch 2 to 4 hours of movies on a Sunday morning. Because if we didn't do that, like on Sunday, it's gonna be shit. Because both our memories are fucking stupid. Yeah, like it's gotta be. It's gotta be like same day.
Yep.
Ish. Which is what makes like new movies hard. But I know that's what y'all want to see. We're trying to do better at the new movie stuff. Yeah, it's like a fucking part-time job, man. And then you got to think about teasers, and then you also got to think about like, I'm not like a social media fucking guy. God, good and point. I want to apologize to all my Facebook fans, or not fans, but followers. I've lost some of you because like it feels like everything I do now is an ad. But I don't know. This is my dream and this is my goal. So if you don't like it, sorry. But I also don't like doing it either. Though sometimes it is like fun to try to think of like a marketing, I guess we'll say scheme for back of a letter term. What? Sure. Back of a letter term?
You're good.
Sure.
You're doing great.
But yeah, it's weird to fucking to have everything that you put out, which is so adjacent to what people probably think that I'm into. Like, I'm motorcycles, fucking lately golf, and then you're like, Tim likes movies? Well, fucking everybody likes movies. Is that too much? Is that telling too much?
Not at all.
The jokes to me are more important than the movie, but the movie gets y'all in here to sit around and watch Chase and I drink beers and laugh about cheeseburgers. But I appreciate you doing it. I do.
You know, I'm glad you said it, and we'll move on to talking about, early episodes and stuff, but like, your touch on the whole overall project and creating something is just like, at the end of the day, if it gets, 30 views and it's, a stinker or whatever, like, it's something that we like made, and that's just something you can fucking, it's just fun. Like, I think a lot about early times, right? So like before we had,
not to say that we're not still in early times, but
no, this shit's ever evolving. But like, I look back on, I remember like thinking and watching A River Runs Through It, and even up to even through Pig, House of Gucci, American Beauty, of being like, I wouldn't watch this.
Yeah,
this is not that fun to me at the time. And it's funny too, because early on we were getting the most views because it was something people who that knew us would watch.
Like, what the fuck are these two guys doing? Which I understand also.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I would be definitely curious about what the fuck. Like, what? Chase and Tim are talking about what?
Well, and originally the way we started it was just purely right into a movie.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this on the show before, but I remember being super stoked around the holidays to go see House of Gucci, and I took scene by scene notes, and then
which isn't the worst idea.
It's not a bad idea, but going back and watching it was just like.
But reading your notes like verbatim is a little crazy.
And we
like
knew,
now.
Well, and we knew right away. We were like, that's not what this should be.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't know exactly what it should be, but that's 100% not it.
Well, I mean, call in, but I remember specifically, I don't think you guys saw it because I think I edited it out. Because, dude, sometimes I come off like a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick.
I don't think you ever come off like a dick.
Well, I'm glad you say that because sometimes it feels like I do. I remember one time. Well, it was March for sure. I forget what movie we were doing, but you were trying to do the let's just fucking hash some shit out, like just talk.
Yeah.
And you're like, so you bought a truck today, and I was like, nobody wants to fucking. Nobody wants to know about that. I just wanted like mainline. It's movies.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what changed, but I mean, call in if you disagree, but I think the regular just bullshitting, like kind of what we're doing right now, is much more enjoyable than us fumbling through like how we feel about something. Because I mean, who the fuck are we?
Well, I remember that also, like of being like trying to, without making it like an actual thing, being like, we should shoot the shit for a little bit. And then being like the truck thing, and then being like, no, I'm not into it. And it was just like, well, all right, let's jump into a bunch of shit that I also don't fucking, not this that I don't care about, but like the movie that I don't give two fucks about. Like, great, okay, let's just jump into that. But I feel like organically it has evolved. I mean, I remember early on, comments and criticisms was that like from the get-go, people were like, your and Tim's chemistry is fucking great, which is like, yeah, well, we've known each other for fucking 20 years. Like that was never going to be the issue. The issue, it's not an issue. The thing was that like, what's the flow of this? And people often, not really people, like my mom, I suppose. The issue was always going to be like, what's the structure of the thing going to be? Because like jumping right into the movie, we learned pretty early on, we could both agree that like that wasn't enjoyable from start to finish. No. Parts of it could be like shit on the movies, always fun.
Yeah,
and trivia was fun, but like
we didn't do trivia for a minute though.
Really?
Like up to like episode like we didn't do. Brink was 5.
I mean,
what was 6? I think it was like episode 10 that we started doing trivia.
I mean, we did Triv on Pig. We did Triv on fucking House of Gucci.
Did we?
Yeah. I think the only two we didn't do Triv on was fucking American Beauty and A River Runs Through It. And we might have done... We definitely did Triv on House of Gucci.
That's 3.
That's 3. Pig was 4.
I feel like we didn't do Triv on Brink. I'm for sure that's number 5.
We must have. No, we did. You skunked the shit out of me.
Oh, that's right. Lateral 540. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But I think, like, I guess what I want to know is that, like, especially early on, and early on is, like, we're still early on.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how not long ago this is.
Don't get the idea that we're like, this is episode 1000.
No.
Yeah, we still realize this is going to metamorphosize into something else, probably within the limits. But we just thought we'd give you a little breakdown about us and how we feel this is going, and maybe you feel the same too.
Give me your honest thoughts though about, like, before Brink, how you thought it was going. Genuinely.
I mean, I kind of hate having an opinion, and maybe if you've watched if you're watching this one, all 30 episodes, you'd be like, Tim is really stumbly when he has to, like, give a rating or give an opinion. Or maybe I'm just, like, diving deep into myself.
I think you're hard on yourself.
It makes me very uncomfortable having, like, a surefire opinion on something. And that's what the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 are, like, indefinitely. Because we're not, like, shooting the shit. There's not really, like, a cold open.
Nope.
It's just like, this is what it is, bang. And honestly, that makes me uncomfortable, like, a lot. It's my that's the show, but it's my least favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Like, giving something like a hard rating makes me uncomfortable, which I think for the first, like, I don't know, 20, that's why I was, like, so stringent about stuff.
Sure.
Which is kind of dumb, but, like, also, I think I made a point of, like, having a perfect 10 out of 10 movie, like, isn't super realistic, but I still stand by, like, it's going to be really hard for me personally to have something that's, like, I see absolutely no flaw in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, we're creating something and we're judging someone that also created something. So it seems a little, like, counterproductive to be like, your shit sucks, but our shit sucks way worse.
Wow. That's a fantastic point of view.
And yeah,
right?
It like irks me a little bit that I'm doing that, but that's, like, the show.
Like, who are we to
Who are we is the name of the fucking show, probably.
I think if I'm being candid, I thought the first 4 episodes were like, this shit's not going to last. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, this is dumb. Like,
you want to dive into my mom?
About, like, her episode?
No, about, like, why we did Mom. Because you were like, you're not getting me every weekend. And I was like, I totally understand that. Would it be weird if I got a filler? And you were like, well, no, but it can't be fucking, like, Kyle, because I'll be pissed. I'm like, I get that.
Well, just fairness to Kyle, the reason I said no was that, like, if Kyle comes on and is just way better than I am and way funnier, then we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. If Kyle was to come on and it's just the episode sucked ass, then the episode sucked ass. If Kyle came on and it was just the funniest fucking dude you've ever heard, well, then good fucking luck for us filling that back
yeah.
up. Granted,
which I understood as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there was, dude, the early on stages, like, if I'm being, perfectly candid about this, I was not real sold on all this. Like, the idea was there. It was fun to do something, but, like, before Brink, I thought this shit sucked.
I would agree.
And I'm 50% of it on camera. Like, I thought this isn't that fun. So a lot of the early conversation was about finding a way for us to maybe shoot the breeze in a different way, and we found that with food. we found that with just being ourselves. Really, like we're always trying to produce a fun product for people, right? Like, at the end of the day,
the end goal.
This needs to be entertaining for people. But yeah, if I'm being genuinely honest, the first few are, like,
pretty rough.
I mean, you can tell on fucking. Especially episode number 1, which, like, has our most views, which is perfectly fine. Shit changes,
which I understand. Yeah,
but there's a shift, and there's a really, really good natural organic shift where we go from just making this about a feature film to movies give us a theme, right, to get behind, and then everything else wrapped around it is kind of us. And I think that the last 10, in my opinion, are, of course, I'm biased, but they're entertaining.
I think they're pretty okay.
We're better. We're funnier. It's not just the movies are great, dude. We're here because we love movies. People love movies. We like to shit on movies. I think around the time of Brink, we start to break down more of like, this doesn't have to be, here's a movie, here's what I think about it right away.
Right. Because you really, even if you think you do care, you don't care what we have to say, probably. Like, really.
No.
You're going to have your opinion regardless of what we have to say about it.
And that's fine.
We don't have a fucking column in the Wall Street. Like, we're just a fucking couple of guys that eat fucking barbecue burritos and slam beers in a really fucking hot garage.
There was a big stretch also where like people wanted to give me unsolicited like movie ideas or topics, or you should do this or you should do that. And the fact of the matter was that like, this is going to work or it's not going to work the way we want it to work or not work. And like, first off, it's perfectly fine if we've been at a party and you were like, hey, dude, have you thought about doing this movie? The answer is probably not. And I mean that with all due respect, and that like this has not become our identity, right? Like we're still
no, definitely not.
We have to do this shit on social media because you have to.
You have to.
But at the end of the day, like this is a hobby for us that ideally,
unfortunately, yeah.
Well, right now,
yeah.
I
like to think of it as a job because I want it to be my job, but it is a hobby.
If you look at this thing from episode 1 to episode 29, because this one's gonna fucking not do anything, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
To me, it's almost a pure straight trajectory. Maybe a couple stumbles on the way, but I don't think it's ever started trending worse. Like, and not with views, but like with what we're doing.
I'm happy with what we're doing for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's ever really been a decline in what we're doing.
Have you ever gotten bad feedback on this stuff?
Like, no. Not. I mean, I don't know. It's so small that there's not enough.
Fuck, my family's ripping on me tough.
Well, dude, if I had a better relationship with my family, like, not to say that I don't. Amy, Jason, Kelsey, Kayla, Kendra, if you're watching.
Hey, appreciate you.
Everyone's been pretty positive, but they also know that I'm kind of the fucking wild card of the family.
Sure.
So, like, if I say some flagrant shit, they're just like, oh, Timmy. And then that's just kind of
it.
But also, when I say awful shit, it's not directed to, like,
that's
a person or a, like, minority joint of people. We're trying to make jokes, guys. And if that makes you sad, then I guess just turn it off. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not trying to offend anyone. We're trying to. It's 110 degrees in here, and I'm fucking hammered. So if I say some shit you don't like, that's the fucking way it is. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. But riddle me this. I have said worse things that I have edited out.
Yeah, 1,000% you have.
Yeah.
To me, when I describe it to people now, if it comes up, is that like this is supposed to be comedy, like funny, like it's too. Not even that it's supposed to be comedy. This is not. This is movie centric because it gives us a theme, which anybody early on being like, you guys should just talk. It's not going to work for that long.
No one gives a fuck about us.
No, we don't have enough to say. I mean,
No.
we do story time, which is fun, but the movie aspect of it is fucking great.
Yeah, well, like if you were on YouTube and it's Tim and Chase are talking, you're not gonna fucking. Who cares?
Not if we're critiquing film the whole time.
Yeah, but if it's Tim and Chase are talking Doctor Strange in the first 15 minutes of that is like, hey, dude, poached, fried, or fucking stewed? What kind of eggs you like? Then we're going to get you into our realm. And then you're going to hear about a movie you may or may not have saw.
Yeah.
And saw or seen?
A movie you've seen. Past tense?
Yeah. Is saw also past tense?
So that'd be a personal pronoun. I saw something. You have seen something. We have seen something.
Really good.
Conjugation.
For an idiot, I really like grammar. And it bugs me when people. Oh, have you ever met like a Saul guy?
All
I
the
saw
fucking
it.
Time. I also hate. I seen it. Like, do it right. Do the conjugation right,
Bro. I was held back in first grade. Do better. Do fucking better.
I want to know. I think of a few episodes in my mind that I've gone back and rewatched and been like, these are good episodes. They're funny. They're entertaining. I think it starts off with Brink, but a big one I want to mention is Free Willy. Like,
Oh yeah.
what do you remember about Free Willy?
Hating the kid a lot.
Well, like, okay, yeah.
The sode or the movie?
Doing the sode. Like, that was the first time we absolutely shat on something.
Well, arguably, we shat on River Runs Through pretty hard, and that was number one.
Yeah, but we're trying so hard to critique the film that we don't even get into like full on. This shit just blows chunks.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I remember enjoying doing Free Willy. Fuck, what's the first thumbnail I thought? Oh, Jumanji was like the first thumbnail that I was like, I fucking slayed this thing.
Dude, yeah.
Like this thing fucking rocks. And then Michael was like, oh, I decided I'd do one too, just to see. Damn it.
It's okay.
He decided I'd do one too, just to see like what he could do with it. And I was like, oh, fuck me. Could you please do these forever?
Yeah.
And yeah, he's killed him. I don't have a lot of memories of like particular moments. I guess particular moments, but I forget what episodes they're attached to, kind of.
Yeah, I feel that as well. There's I don't remember the name of the sode, but there's such a great natural tie-in. Before the Oscar Spectacular, we do something where Will Smith comes up in the news,
right?
And that's I think our most hungover episode is Rushmore.
I think you're right.
Which is kind of a bummer because there's a 3-episode stretch. I think it's Holes, Rushmore, and Anaconda that don't do that well in the box office, and these guys are not that bad. Like when I listen back, I'm like, meh, if this doesn't catch, it doesn't catch. But this shit's funny and entertaining.
I was more surprised that Holes didn't get a draw because Holes was a big part of my life coming up, or not a big part, but it was like that was a draw then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. What episode surprised you the most with views?
Probably Rushmore, because I feel like people have seen that.
Got like 40 views.
Yeah.
One of our worst.
Pretty disappointed in Pig, mostly on our part.
We talked about it. The conversation about Pig is really good.
Yeah.
And the delivery with the electronics is really bad.
Yeah, the electronics fucked us pretty hard, which I still don't know why. Because I haven't like changed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have changed computers since that time, but we did the same show with the same setup like literally the next week. So I don't know why that was so poop-ween, but
poop-ween. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still baffling to me.
I actually think, in terms of surprising, Bob's Burgers doing what it's doing is surprising me.
Pretty surprising.
Quite a bit.
That's still pretty new at the time we're recording this, but it's still climbing. I mean, we also understand 140 views is nothing. We get that. But for a couple of guys... Yeah. Go ahead, Cheese.
Well, no, in terms of us, like...
It's pretty big.
We started off so hot and heavy with getting like 200 right off the get-go, which... meant like friends and family were totally tuning in and then haven't seen it since, and so they're not into it.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, that's probably better.
And for some of you, please don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I tell people to start at Brink if you want to start the thing.
Yeah.
Which has only happened like twice, but those first like 3 episodes, like even fucking Pig. Well, no, Pig is.
I think Pig's 4.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which we actually watched right here. You and I together.
Yeah, we did. It was really fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah. But I guess with all things considered, like what to you is like the future of this? Ideally.
Like as far as construct of the show?
The construct of the show and the reception of the show. Both. Yeah.
The construct, I would like to do some graphics and stuff better. Like personally, there's some computer stuff I'd like to do a little bit better. Because structurally, there might be some segments we drop. We'll talk to each other.
Let's talk about it right now. This is what this episode's about.
I don't know. Do you guys like Nifty Thrifties?
Nope.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I feel like we should do it if we just find the movie that's on the docket. I don't think I'm gonna do it unless it's a lot of extra time for me.
I shouldn't say I don't like it, but if anything could be next out,
that's on the chopping block.
Probably,
yeah, definitely
probably right there.
I do like trying to find all of them. I think that's fun.
And,
but
yeah.
you guys don't care if I found Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I like that. I really don't have anything to say about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of just me like, this is the cover. This is the back. Call in if you like it, but that's probably going to be trimmed down quite a bit.
Talk to me about a year from now.
Well, a year from now, it'd be pretty cool if we had a paid producer. It'd be pretty cool if we had ad revenue. It'd be pretty cool if we had sponsorship. But big ask, big question marks. Who knows?
Yeah, well said. I mean, I think the theme of the show has gotten pretty locked in as of late. I mean, it's kind of always changing, getting better. We just talked about Nifty Thrifties, and it'd be nice to see a couple hundred subscribers. I think, like, particularly the input from people that are outside of our friend group has been, you guys are really funny. This is awesome. And that's been like 9 people. But of those 9 people, that's important, right? It's kind of, Michael made a comment that like it takes the right person to see something.
Right.
And I don't want to like do this because I'm waiting for the right person to see it. Like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy doing this. We're getting better at it every fucking time, almost
every week.
The views don't correlate with that. I mean, I did whatever, but I'd like to see us this time next year have a couple hundred subscribers.
It'd be nice to have 1,000 and 4,000 view hours.
Yeah, but right now it's
the way it's trending.
It's kind of unrealistic,
happen,
and that's okay. You have to understand, like, our fucking expectation should be. We've always said, what was the number? If we were averaging less than 20 views,
per episode, it's done. Yeah.
But for a dumb little show like this, when some of your good ones are getting 150, 180, it keeps coming back, right?
Which again, we realize is not a lot, but every ticker on there, that's a person. That's kind of fun.
Well, we're not getting a shit ton of dislikes.
I don't think you can get dislikes on YouTube anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Justice. Nobody's told me. There's been issues maybe with like the direction and what it should be, but nobody's straight up told me that they disliked the thing.
Right. That'd be pretty rude.
Oh, maybe that's telling me they didn't like it.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think we're on a. If you look at the trajectory, it's always, in my opinion, gotten better. It's never went backwards.
I agree.
Some episodes hit a little harder, sure. Some episodes are this or that, but like in terms of the whole overall thing, it's never slid backwards for me.
I agree. Yeah. Like, just to recap, first fucking 4 pretty bad, and then we kind of found our footing. And I feel like I mentioned what I had for dinner the other day, but I didn't finish it on this episode, but whatever. Well, I think we're coming to a close here, Chester.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This has just been a little unwrap of the cheese bone and the T-bone.
Yeah, this one could come in at 20 views.
This could be a 20 viewer. But hopefully this was interesting for you. It's fun for us to talk about this on camera because I don't know, there's things that I probably said that Chase didn't know and vice versa.
Sure.
Yeah. If any time you want to chime in about the topics or what you'd like to see less of or more of, please let us know.
Yep.
Again, you can follow us on Approved for All Audiences on Instagram, Approved for All on Twitter. You can send us an email to approvedforallaudiences@gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to audio-only versions, you can find all those links at approvedforallaudiences.buzzsprout.com. Why is this the best I've ever done this?
Well, and why did my dad teach me to shower behind me?
He was behind you?
when he taught me to shower.
Was it Groundhog Day?
Well, no.
Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Tune in next week.
C-U-N-T. See you.